The following may contain language and subject matter which is not appropriate for all audiences. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us here once again on the Low Fact Podcast. And, it's Dave here with Matt.
Sup?
And, I was kind of thinking, a lot of our podcasts don't really seem up to snuff in my mind. But when I think about it, I think
what podcasts are they, really?
Well, no, when I think about it, we're doing pretty well because if you think about all the interview shows, all the guests know what's going to be talked about.
So there's a script.
No, not necessarily a script. They just, like with all the late night shows and anytime there's an interview show going on, the person being interviewed already knows what topics are going to be
really?
covered. Yeah.
Even on Craig Ferguson?
Yeah.
Huh.
The only ones possibly that don't might be the Gotcha News interviews, where they try to do that.
Oh, and even then?
Well, no, the Gotcha News interviews, they tell you, this is what we're going to talk about.
Oh, and then they throw some other stuff in there?
Right. So,
Piers Morgan was like an expert at doing that shit. Remember him?
Anyway, so for all you people not all you people, but to sit there and think that it might be not so great, I think it's pretty good for what we got. Stupid people that have no idea what's coming up.
Way to ignore my comment.
Because your comment didn't make sense. Why do you want to talk about Piers Morgan on this thing?
I don't know.
See, that's dumb. An illustration of what the folks out there listen to. Stupid people who have no idea what's coming up.
That's everybody.
Everybody likes to listen to stupid people that have no idea what's coming up?
No, I just mean everybody's stupid and everybody doesn't know what's coming up.
Well, that's not what I said.
Oh.
So, yes, I guess that is something different.
I guess I'm not a very good listener.
I didn't say that's what I said. So anyway, I had a really kind of scary thought.
Okay.
What if all the things that are happening that everybody complains about are the way things are supposed to be? Because everybody complains about.
You mean all the conflict and stuff?
No, maybe. Because how everybody kind of complains about how Congress is a do-nothing Congress, and the politicians don't do anything, and blah blah this and blah blah that. And if you read, depending on who you read, they think that that was the whole point. The founders, in their Nostradamus-like forethought, looked ahead to the future and said, "We got to keep all the fashions of the day from taking over, so we'll make it really hard to blah, blah, blah." What, were you going to say something?
Well, that part might be true.
Okay, well, I was going to move on from that and say, just like that thing, what if everything that's going on is just kind of supposed to be happening?
Yeah, but I think it's more... I mean, you're talking about everything. I mean, that's very broad. I mean everything. What does that encompass?
Well, doesn't everything encompass everything?
Yeah.
That's why they invented a word for it, so you didn't have to list out all the things.
But the Congress example...
That's a red herring. It's not. That's not the real example.
It's not? Well, why the fuck did you bring it up then?
Because it was for illustrative purposes, and like a dog that goes for the wrong bone, you jump for the illustrative purposes and not the actual question.
What the fuck does everything mean? You're what if everything's supposed to be like this? I'm like, yeah, okay. Milk is white. That statement is...
That's pretty racist.
Milk is white. What does that even mean? What if everything is supposed to be like this? You mean life?
What if everything is happening the way it's supposed to happen? What if there's an intent behind everything?
An intent. Well, that's different.
Is it? I don't think it is. I think you're just kind of grasping at straws there. Oh, you said intent.
When you say intent, you're talking about like the great intent, right?
No, I just threw out a word, and you're the one that
Are you not talking about God?
ran with it.
Oh. Well, of course, everything is supposed to be the way it is.
But that raises a second question in my mind. If
Okay.
everything is supposed to be the way it is, then what mundane mind came up with, okay, I'm going to make this person's life day to day this way, and this way, and this way, and
I have no idea. Because if you controlled someone else's life, would you make their life really boring or difficult?
I don't have a big enough brain to control somebody's life. What are you talking about? I barely got control over my life.
No, but if you could,
If I could control someone else's life,
yeah. Well, like, would you make their life good, interesting, or like really bad, or would you just make it boring as fuck?
I'd probably go back to the wish line and ask for a different wish.
So you wouldn't want to like be able to control someone else's life?
What's the fun in that?
You can see how they do.
Why?
Maybe like make you feel good to watch them do well.
I don't understand.
Well, I don't either. At this point, I'm just kind of saying stuff.
Maybe you should fight that urge.
It's impossible.
Have you tried?
No.
Nothing is impossible.
I'm
right?
trying to be like instinctual here. I'm trying to just react without thinking too much.
Well, that shouldn't be a problem for you.
Well, you got to be such an ass.
That's not. I'm not being. Was that mean? Was that mean, folks? If
Yes,
it was,
it was.
please comment.
lowfatpodcast@gmail.com. Yeah, it was mean.
It was not.
I still don't understand the topic. What if everything's supposed to be like this? So everybody's supposed to be angry at everybody else?
Is everyone angry at everyone else? I mean, that seems like a pretty big assumption on your part.
Frustrated then.
That's still
Well,
an assumption.
everybody's frustrated.
That's still. First, you didn't know what everything meant, but you know what everybody means,
Yeah, I do know what everybody means.
and yet you don't know what everything means.
Everything is everything.
Exactly.
Well, I think there are a lot of frustrated people. Now, whether they're frustrated at one another, I guess that's another issue. But according to your theory,
What's my theory? Did I put
well,
forth
if
a
your
theory?
theory is no, you didn't posit a theory, but you said what if.
How does that become a theory of
So-
mine then? Why do you keep on putting words in my brain?
Assuming that it's true.
Oh,
that
now you're an
every-
economist.
That everything is the way it's supposed to be. Is the way it's supposed to be. Then we're all supposed to be frustrated.
But you haven't established that we're all frustrated.
Okay, I'm frustrated. How about that?
That's probably okay.
And I've observed a lot of frustrated people around the place. Like the bum that flipped me off when I pulled up at the light today. Flipped me off and was going off on me for no reason. Just because I looked at him.
Maybe you shouldn't be looking at people.
He was fucking there. He was there flipping me off when I pulled up at the light. What was I supposed to do? Not look at him?
So you live your life according to the Mount Everest theory?
Which is what?
Why do you climb Mount Everest? Because it's there. Why do you look at people? Because they're there.
So you wouldn't look at the guy that was flipping you off?
I'd probably smile at him.
Oh, see, I should have smiled.
Maybe give him the
But
wave.
instead I kind of looked angry at him.
Give him the wave. Sorry.
And then I was like going off at him.
Oh, so the rest of the story comes forth. He was going off at you while you were going off at him.
Well, he started it.
Oh, that's a perfectly great example for why you should do things. Reason, I mean. That's a perfectly good reason. Oh, they started it.
He did start it.
I only say that because I've been in your shoes and said the same thing, and right after I said it, I realized it was a stupid thing to say. Not that what you're saying is stupid.
You know, it's hard not to react to people.
Yeah.
I had that. It's really funny that you should say that because I had that thought. I had that thought that maybe if I'd smiled at him, it wouldn't have had the reaction that it did.
I think you're full of crap.
Whatever.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening in to our mini tirade.
Thanks, guys and gals.
All right, thanks for tuning in to Low Fat Podcast. You can find us on YouTube. Just search Low Fact. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/lowfactpodcast. If you want to chat to us, send us some comments, or have us talk about some things, just send an email to lowfatpodcast@gmail.com. You can also follow us on our Twitter and Instagram pages at Low Fat Podcast, and also check out Andy's pages where he mixes our beats, Twitter and Instagram at A Fantasy Beat, and you can also find his wicked ass shit on SoundCloud at Artificial Fantasy.